Hi. Today's topic is inventory management. Is a part of working capital management or current asset management. Inventory is a stock item which is used by the retail industry or manufacturing industry. Inventory is to be maintained by or retail or manufacturing industry as per the required levels. The efficient usage of inventory management system will help us to maximize the profits. The inefficiency in inventory management will lead to many losses like obsolescence means we purchase the inventory at high levels just because of huge quantity discounts offered by the supplier when you buy large quantities. But the reflection of the same will have a bad impact on our storage, heavy storage costs, heavy insurance costs, chance of being stolen, theft, accidents. And not only this, when you buy the inventory in large volumes, if the inventory is not moved out, so the inventory may become outdated. You may get innovative products by the competitors in the market by the time. Therefore, the flow of inventory should be monitored carefully by purchasing the quantities in optimum level, not to have a shortage, not to have surplus. If you have surplus, you will have to incur lots of carrying costs. Carrying cost means the holding cost of the inventory, which also includes the obsolescence. Obsolescence means the product becomes outdated due to the long lasting existence of the product in our warehouse. Many other innovative products should have entered by the time, but because of heavy quantities purchased, so our product becomes outdated in the market. In inventory management, the first and foremost thing what we need to learn is what is our inventory, what levels of inventory is required. What happens if there is no inventory and the consequences of not having inventory levels in right orders? What happens if there is a shortage in the inventory, the impact of that, whether the customers can manage with it, or customers, or we have dissatisfied customers, fines for not delivering the goods on time. And what is the storage cost if you do not want to face all this? What is the investment cost to buy the inventory in lots? So considering all this, you need to manage your inventory, not to buy too many units, not to have shortage. When we have heavy inventory, obviously you need to have a big warehouse, a big storage facility, lots of investments in inventory, so you need to borrow money from the bank, so the opportunity cost will be there, the interest cost will be there. What happens if you have very small amount of inventory levels? You will have back orders. Back orders means you take advance from the customer first and you supply the goods after purchasing them, or you may have to lose the customer. When you lose the customer due to non-availability of the stock, you do not have any stock. Say for example, a product can be sold for $1,000. When this product is sold for $1,000, you get a margin of $200. We lose a margin of $200 because the product is not available with us. This is called stock out cost. Not out of stock cost, it is stock out cost. If the product is not available with us, but the customer is available asking for the product, whatever the margin would have earned on it, okay, that is not earned due to non-availability of the product, which is called stock out cost. Here in my example, the stock out cost is $200. Why? because the customer is ready but not the product. Because customer is ready to pay $1,000 but I am not ready to deliver the product due to non-availability of the product. Therefore, I lose $200 here. I already lost $200 because customer left. $200 is my margin on this sales. I lost the sale, therefore I lost margin. The margin which is lost on the lost sales due to non-availability of the goods is called as stock out cost. Why we face stock out cost? Because I maintain small amount of inventory. Why? Because heavy amount of inventory will increase my storage cost, the theft, insurance, movement of goods. Not only this, investment of this inventory on which my banks are charging me interest at higher rates. Keeping in view of all this, you need to know that what is the optimum level that should be maintained. Okay, monitoring of all this, not to have stock out cost, not to have extra storage cost, is called as inventory management. In inventory management, we should always see that what is the cost of purchasing the inventory, what is the carrying cost to store the inventory, what is the stock out cost if the inventory is not available when the customer is asking for the product, what is the impact of the innovative products released in the market by our competitors. What happens when we buy large quantities and it's sold in a months, then the new innovative products are introduced in the market, our product will become obsolete. What is the impact of the obsolescence? So we need to consider all these points before we decide a certain amount of quantity to be purchased or maintained in our warehouse. For this, we need to know details about the carrying cost and ordering cost. Carrying cost is the cost which is incurred once the goods reach our warehouse. Until you find a customer, you are waiting for a customer. Inventory is stored in your warehouse. Until the product is moved to the customer, whatever the cost you incur here is called carrying cost. Whereas customer supplier is here, from supplier you are moving the goods to your warehouse. This is supplier place. From supplier place you are storing the goods to warehouse. This is our warehouse. Whatever the cost we incur from supplier place to the warehouse is called ordering cost. Ordering cost. Ordering cost increases if you place the order more orders. Ordering cost. That's the reason why, to reduce the ordering costs, we buy in large quantities. But when we buy in large quantities, the carrying cost will increase. So not to have these losses, what we need to do is you need to compensate this. Our carrying cost here, this amount includes interest on funds used to acquire the inventory. Say for example, we purchased 10,000 units stored in the warehouse. These 10,000 units are purchased at the rate of $20. So it is now $200,000. $200,000 I borrowed money from bank at the rate of 6%. 1 second please. So here, ordering cost and carrying cost. The carrying cost also includes the interest cost of the purchase of this inventory. I borrowed money to purchase 10,000 units at the rate of $20. $200,000 I borrowed from bank at the rate of 6%. This will also come here and include in the carrying cost. So if this inventory is stored for long period waiting for the customer, obviously my carrying cost will go up. If I can sell it in a 15 days time, this interest cost will be reduced because I I sold the inventory 15 days back. I paid back the loan. The interest can be eliminated. But if I wait for 2 months, the 2 months it will go into 6% into 12, into 2 divided by 12. So 12 months interest is 2 months interest is charged. Storage, security, insurance of the warehouse and goods, shrinkage. The more time you store in the in warehouse, the shrinkage will be more. Spoilage, especially for perishable goods, breakage, theft, accidents, obsolescence. So these are the carrying cost will increase if the storage period increases. Ordering costs. Ordering cost is a cost which is incurred to move the goods from the supplier place to the or warehouse. So not to have too much quantity in our warehouse, we may have to place the order. Say for example, you will need 1000 units. If you buy all the 1000 units at once, your ordering cost can be reduced because these products are imported from say from China to our country. Okay, we are importing. You book a container, whether it is half container, quarter container, full container, the charge will remain same. Okay, sometimes the insurance for per voyage will be there, that will be same. Visiting charges to suppliers, quality control, inspection charges irrespective of the quantities you purchase will remain same. So to avoid that, we may sometimes buy 1000 units here. So once you receive 1000 units, you need to have a capacity to store it. No, I do not want to buy all the 1000 units at once. What I do is I will buy 200 units and I'll buy 5 times. 200 units I'm going to buy 5 times. You may reduce the carrying cost by purchasing less quantities, but you'll have to buy the same quantity 5 times. When you concentrate on carrying cost, the ordering cost will respond. When you concentrate on ordering cost, the carrying cost will respond the other way. Okay. So you should also decide the number of orders to be placed to compensate this plus and minus. The ordering costs include purchase cost, shipping cost, setup of cost of production run. Based on that, you place the orders. Setup of cost of production run, quantity discounts lost due to not ordering the right quantities as per the suppliers. Supplier may say that you buy at 1000 units at once, I will provide at $9 per unit. But if you buy less than 1000, the price is $10. That is called quantity discount. The discount which is offered at the time of purchase is called as quantity discount. Inspection charges while loading, offloading, or inspection of the supplier's factory for the quality assurance. This and all will go into ordering costs. So please remember the definition and examples of ordering costs and carrying costs. As we know that there is an inverse relationship between carrying cost and ordering cost. So we need to find out what quantity should be purchased which will compensate the amount of ordering and holding. Holding means carrying cost. So a cost which will give us benefit not to have heavy ordering cost, heavy carrying cost is called as economic order quantity. Economic order quantity is an optimum quantity level at which the goods are to be purchased to compensate the expenses of holding the costs and ordering costs. EOQ is calculated using a formula that is 2AD divided by K square root. Here EOQ, economic order quantity, 2AD over K. A. A is the cost of placing an order. To place one order, what is the cost? $80, $20, or whatever. Okay. Then D. Annual cost quantity used. Means what is the requirement per annum? Say 20,000 units, sorry, 20,000 units. And to store one unit in our warehouse, what is the cost? Usually, the carrying cost of one unit is calculated on the basis of the purchase price of the inventory, say 5%. 5% of $80, that is $4. Okay, the 2 is constant, we should use in the formula 2AD over K, which means here 2 times what is the cost per order? $80. What is the annual demand? 20,000 pieces. And what is the carrying cost? Carrying cost is 5% of the price of the goods, that is $4. And use square root. Better carry square root calculator. 2 times 80 times 20,000 over 4, that will give you 800,000 units square root. So it will give you approximate 894 units. 894 units. So each time you should buy approximately 900 units plus or minus. Do not buy 20,000 units at once. Means year long requirement you are purchasing only once. If you purchase only once, your ordering cost will be only $80. But if you buy this annual consumption in lots of, say for example, 900 units, I'm rounding off. This one I'm rounding off to 900. So instead of purchasing 20,000 pieces at once, if you buy 900 units each time, it will be 200,000 units. Is it 20,000? Yeah, 20,000. 20,000 units over 900 pieces. So you should buy 22 times, 22 or 23 times. You may say, you are a purchase manager, you may say that, my God, 22 times you should buy. Each time I am paying $80. So it will cost me more, times $80. It will be 1,760. I can only spend $80, but as per your calculation, it is 1,760. It's too costly. Yes, of course, no problem. But if you produce 20,000 units, if you buy 20,000 units, okay, uh, uh, each time I have to pay this much. This is not ordering cost. This is the price of the goods. Price of the goods should be also $80, say for example. Okay, this is ordering cost, and this is the price of the goods on which 5% is calculated. I must have used different amounts. Okay, fine. So the price of the goods is also $80, say for example, for this solution. Okay, and ordering cost is also $80 per order. Okay, fine. Now $80 into 20,000 pieces, I must borrow money from the bank to purchase only once. So the carrying cost will increase. Purchase manager is arguing that why should we buy 22 times? I will buy only once. You buy once and you pay only $80. Why should we pay $1,760 buying multiple times? But my issue is that I should buy 20,000 units to save the ordering cost, but I must have to pay 20,000 units into $80, that the purchase price per unit. On which interest? Not only that, to store this $20,000 or 20,000 units for a year long until you get customer. Okay. What about theft? What about the place? What about the insurance? Movement of the goods, and above all, the obsolescence. So this is the reason why we need to calculate the optimum levels and purchase accordingly. Economic order quantity will increase when the value of K increases, value of K decreases and AD increases. So EOQ increases. It's a general mathematical expression in fact. EOQ increases when there is an increase in A, that is ordering cost, and D, that is annual demand, or decrease in carrying cost, and vice versa. So you should know this one as well. If there is a decrease in ordering cost, decrease in annual demand, or increase in carrying cost, then EOQ will decrease. EOQ will decrease. So please note down these 2 points. An economic order quantity assumes that this demand will remain constant for 1 year. Demand will remain constant for 1 year, and this is not applicable for high seasonal businesses because we understand that this requirement is even full year, even in a sense, plus or minus almost every month consumption is almost same. Why? Because in my example we calculated 900 units. Sometimes if any business which is highly seasonally affected, in 2 or 3 months we may not need 900 units, maybe we can manage with 300 200 units, but during the season for 2 or 3 months we may need 5000 units per month. Overall requirement is 20,000, that's okay, fine, but not the equal requirements of 900 per month. Okay, so economic order quantity is not effectively used in highly seasonal businesses. Take an example here. The Galbit Corporation buys a part that costs $5. The carrying cost of the inventory is approximately 20% of the part's dollar value per year. Mostly in EOQ calculations, the carrying cost is always calculated as a percentage on the purchase price of the unit. Here also, the 20% of $5. It costs $50 to place or process and receive an order. So the ordering cost is $50. The firm uses 900 units per year. So the annual demand is 900 units. Now, what is the ordering quantity? The ordering quantity here, economic ordering quantity, will be square root of 2A. A means the ordering cost, $50, times annual demand, D, 900 units, over the carrying cost, which is 20% of $5, that is $1, and square root. So what is the optimum quantity that should be purchased? 2 times 50 times 900 divided by 1 will give you 90,000 square root. 90,000. Square root of 90,000 is 300 units. So what does it mean? Do not buy entire 900 units in one time. Buy 300 units each time. Instead of buying 900 units at one time, buy 300 units each time you purchase. I require 900 units per year. You ask me to buy 300 units each time. So how many times I should buy? The number of times we should buy is 3 times. When I buy 3 times, my ordering cost will increase. Each time I buy, the ordering cost is $50. Okay. If I buy 900 units at once, I can manage with only $50. But if I buy 300 units three times, the ordering cost will increase to 150. So I spend extra $100 of ordering cost. And this should be compensated by the saving in my carrying cost. Why? Because instead of storing 900 units in my warehouse, I'm storing only 300 units. I need less space. I pay less rent. I pay less insurance. I pay less, supervision cost. I pay, less interest on the amounts purchased, because each time I purchase, I'll purchase only 300 at the rate of $5, and I sell them. Then again I buy 300. So the interest cost will be less. Not only this, the non-financial factors like obsolescence, means the product becomes outdated. So that can also be avoided. So the savings in carrying cost should be more than this $100 which I am spending here. The $100 I'm spending here by purchasing two times extra. One time anyway I have to buy. So two times I'm purchasing extra by paying $100 extra. This should be compensated by the saving in or my carrying cost. Yes, economic order quantity proves that. See, so we are calculating economic order quantity. Yes, 300 units, and we should buy three times here. Three times ordering cost is going to give us $150. Average inventory, I told inventory is to be averaged, that is 150 units. 150 units, and the cost of carrying cost of carrying is $150. Okay, so the total cost will be ordering cost 150 and carrying cost 150, so it is going to be 300. So apart from the purchase price of the goods, the other cost is $300. So based on this you can sell it. What I was explaining you is that instead of buying three times, spending $150, by spending extra $100, anyway you have to buy once, you are spending extra $100, that will be compensated by the carrying saving in the carrying cost. Here the total cost of the inventory I calculated with this way, that 900 units times you are buying at 5, that is 4,500, plus 150 ordering cost, plus 150 carrying cost, 300 total, plus 4,500. The total cost of inventory is 4,800. Okay, now this is to be compared with the sale price, at what price you sold to get gross profit. The next session what we need to know is safety stock. Safety stock is an additional stock inventory that should be maintained not to have any surprises of running short of the inventory, running short of the goods. So you may have some dissatisfied customers when the product is not available. That will spread a bad rumor that the product is not available. Or you might have 10 products but two products are not available, so customer wants 12 products, so you may lose the sale of even those 10 products which are with you. That's the reason why most of the companies, though they calculate economic order quantity, still we need to add some padding, means a buffer, that is called a safety stock. Okay, so in addition to the EOQ, you need to buy some extra units not to have any stock out cost, that is called safety stock. And safety stock levels will decrease when the impact of the stock out cost decreases. Say for example, we can manage with the customers that the product will be available tomorrow, or pay me advance, I will arrange in 2 days. Customer is happy. You can convince the customer. In that case, safety stock level can be reduced. Or you may be forced to reduce safety stock levels because the storage cost is too high. If the carrying cost is too high, that will automatically will force you to reduce the safety stock. Okay, so the safety stock levels go up and down because of various factors, like how you manage the stock out costs, what is the impact on the customer satisfaction, what is the level of carrying cost you are incurring, what is the availability of the material with the supplier. That is also important. Say for example, your supplier sometimes may trouble you that, oh no, goods are not with me, or there are some problems in the country where you are importing from, transportation issues. So these factors will have an impact on the safety stock levels. Your storage cost is too low. Your bank is supporting you by giving a loan, interest rate is very low. You have big problem with the customers that if you don't have any product, the other products cannot be sold, or you cannot manage customers back orders. Back order means you take an advance, you receive an advance from the customer, and you try to convince him that I will supply after 2 days. What happens if you do not supply after 2 days? Dissatisfaction, legal cases, etc., etc. So to avoid this, you can increase the safety stock. Okay, but sometimes you may have to decrease the safety stock because your storage cost is too high. The cost of purchase of the inventory is too high, and you can manage with your customers. Take back orders, accept back orders, give them some time period, lead period, that the product will be delivered after the payment of advance in 5 days time, 5 working days. If you can manage this way, of course the safety stock level can be reduced. Reorder points and lead times. Reorder point is a point at which a new order to be placed. Say for example, your customer, your supplier says that I will supply goods after you place an order in 6 weeks time. 6 weeks time. So supplier takes 6 weeks time. Our weekly requirement is say 500 pieces. Okay. Now you have 3000 pieces with you. It is the time to place an order. Why? You place the order today. You place the order today, first week. 500 units are already sold. What is left? 2500. Second week, you sold 500 units. The stock level is 2000 units. Okay. Third week, you sold another 500 units. Like this, it goes on. Sixth week, it's becoming zero. Yes, somebody is knocking the door. Who is that? Supplier is giving you delivery. So based on the lead time is the time which is taken by the supplier to replace the goods. Based on the lead times given by the supplier, based on the consumption on daily or weekly basis, you should place an order. This is called reorder point. Reorder point is the level of inventory at which a new order is to be placed. So a reorder point equals to this lead time and your weekly requirement or daily requirement as per the given information, plus you need to have safety stock as well. What safety stock is maintaining, because it's becoming zero on that day, still on that day you need to have a safety stock as well, right? So plus safety stock. So lead time is supplied by your supplier. It is given by your supplier. I will take 6 weeks time, I will take 4 weeks times, I will take 2 to 4 weeks times. So when he say 2 to 4 weeks times, mean he may delivery He may deliver the goods in 2 weeks time or a maximum period of 4 weeks time. This is minimum lead time, and this is maximum lead time. 4 weeks is the maximum lead time. So when a minimum lead time and maximum lead time both are given by the supplier, you should take average of these two. So the average lead time is 3 weeks. So be ready that within 3 weeks on an average we are going to receive the goods. Just in time. Some companies do not hold any inventory, especially the best example is Toyota. They do not hold any inventory in hand, and the system the system in this company is called lean manufacturing, wherein the goods will be pulled based on the order. Say for example, I received an order for 1000 cars from my dealer from X country. Automatically, this 1000 cars order information will be sent to all the suppliers with whom I have a contract. Toyota company sends this information to all the suppliers: tire manufacturer, engine manufacturer, chassis manufacturer, electronics, electricals, interiors, etc., etc., which is called EDI, electronic data interchange. So your suppliers with whom you have contracts will also get the information about your orders. So the moment you receive an order from your customer, this information will also be passed on to the suppliers concerned. Yes. What is the use of this? Say for example, now your manufacturing unit is arranged this way. Here you need chassis. At this point you need chassis. The supplier of chassis will supply goods here straight away. No warehouse please. Under JIT, no warehouse. JIT environment says the elimination of wastage of inventory carrying cost. So the supplier straight away will deliver chassis here. Then this guy working on chassis, and the product is moved to the next stage. The next product will be delivered, say body. The next product will be delivered here. The supplier will deliver directly at workstation, say something. Here engine, okay. Here electrical spare parts. Here electronics, okay. Here tire manufacturer will supply tires. Say no warehouse is required, no receiving function, no counting function, no supervision, no insurance, no movement of raw materials to the production area. This and all is or carried out by the suppliers concerned at different places. This alignment with the suppliers is called as EDI, electronic data interchange. And this product, once is produced, will be directly transferred to finished goods and will be supplied to the customer. See, even the inventory is also not stored waiting for the customer to pick up. No, because there was a ready order. That's called pull system. So JIT is also known as pull system or lean manufacturing, which means nothing is to be produced unless there is an order. Nothing is to be produced unless there is an order. This is the system used by Toyota first time, and most of the companies started using it. And there are some difficulties and disadvantages in JIT system. Only eminent companies can use JIT system, because all the suppliers should cooperate with you. Even one supplier gives you trouble here, say for example, this supplier will have to wait, this supplier will have to wait, the products will have to wait for some more time, the customer will wait, because you don't have any safety stock here. There's no question of safety stock, there is no warehouse at all. Inventory on raw material is zero. So there are some disadvantages, but they overcome like anything, and it is a very successful concept in Toyota company.